Hi there, and welcome to my tour of MSC's Poesia. This ship was the venue for our half-term holiday recently, and I thought I'd make some videos and show you around. In this video, I'm going to be showing you the main spaces aboard ship. The bars, restaurants, pool deck, and some parts of the kids club. So, climb aboard and let's get started. When you first board the ship, the first venue that you get to see is the main atrium. This is the central hub and connects deck 5, 6 and 7. From this space you can access a number of bars, the shops, guest services, and is used as a main thoroughfare between the forward and the aft sections of the ship. It's also where the MSC White Party takes place on board this ship, so if you want to see more about that, then make sure you're subscribed for a future video all about the entertainment. Next up, we've got the restaurants. Like most cruise ships, there is a main dining room and a buffet, and I'll take you into the main dining rooms first. And first up, we have the Il Palladino restaurant, which is on deck 6. This was our allocated restaurant for the entirety of the cruise, but the fixed dining times and a poor experience in breakfast one morning, we didn't actually come in here to eat at all. So it was a little bit of a shame, but it suited us better as a family. The second main dining room is Le Fontaine. This is the blue dining room and is located on deck 5. You could be allocated either of these dining rooms by the cruise line, just luck of the draw which one you get. We did actually come in here for breakfast one morning and we waited over an hour to even be served, so that was a bit of a shame. So for the vast majority of our cruise, almost all of it actually, we spent it in the buffet, which is where I have the most footage. This is the rear of the buffet and it looks out over the rear of the ship. There is actually a door that will let you eat outside, but the weather was so appalling I never actually went out there. It's always the quietest section of the buffet, and if you are looking for space, then this is where to go. The buffet isn't open all the time, and so when it is closed, you get these Italian or Roman-inspired shutters. Even at dinner times, you will find certain sections of the buffet are actually closed, but these signs will show you where they are open. On the ceiling, you'll see where the food is supposed to be served if you're looking for a particular item. However, I didn't find these always accurate, so don't rely on these too much. Except for this one. This is the pizza station where all the pizzas are made fresh and they taste delicious. There was a good selection of food throughout the cruise. Breakfast was always nice with cold meats, warm meats, eggs of different varieties. We always found something to eat. And there was plenty of bread and pastries on board every single day. At lunchtime and in the evenings there are different sections. The section I'm going around right now is the vegan section. So it's nice to have that, but there didn't seem to be a huge variety. There is a circular fruit section and salad bar section which are there throughout the cruise. They were always well stocked. This is one of the drink stations. These water machines are the only place we found on board where you can refill a water bottle, so that was a little bit disappointing. The fruit juices on offer, we only had orange juice, pineapple juice and multi-energy juice. I have no idea what that is, but it seemed to be sort of a tropical flavour. There was tea, coffee, and these MSC mugs were actually a very good size. For those tea lovers out there, this is the selection of teas that were on offer. I think pretty much everybody was covered by at least one of these tea bags. But like I said, the blue mugs are actually quite large, so you might need a couple of PG because they're a little bit weak. So next up we're heading on to the bars and lounges. There are lots of these on board ship, and so let's show you some. The first one you see when you board the ship is Bar Smeraldo. Most of the bars on board are actually part of the corridors as well, so it feels a little bit strange to be walking through the bars to get to places, but there we go. 3 guesses what this bar is called. I think you'll only need one. Yes, it's the Zebra Bar. This bar was one of the places that we went to most often. They had dance classes, they had bingo, they had quizzes, lots of different things are happening in this bar, and it was one of the largest, if not the largest, on board ship. I took part in a dance class myself, and the instructors were incredibly friendly and did everything at a good pace. It was really good fun, but it did get rather warm by the end of it. While we're talking about bars, this is a photograph of the Easy Drinks package, what's included, and the Premium Extra package as well on board. Those prices you can see are per person per day, so it's quite expensive. Next up we have the Pigalle Lounge. It was all done up like you were inside the Moulin Rouge. These red chairs were not the most comfortable to relax in, as they sort of came up to halfway up my back and I just wasn't particularly comfortable in there. But evening entertainment, live music and a couple of quizzes were held in here as well. This is the Il Grappolo d'Oro bar. Again, it feels a bit like a corridor because it is. But it was one of my favourite bars actually on the ship as a place to hang out because it was much lighter and brighter than certain other sections of the ship with the dark carpets. Again, an opportunity for live music, and at the end of the bar there is a very large TV where they have sports and things like that on the television during the day and evenings. This bar was the one we visited least. It was the Bar de Poetti, and I've literally only got a couple of shots of this bar, but it looked comfortable and a nice place to hang out. Again, a place for live music. Now, one of the nicest ways to visit the casino was actually through the Zebra Bar and going up this very glitzy and shiny staircase. Many people, including the photographers in the evening, were taking photographs of people in their finery and for the white party. This is the Casino Royale, and it's quite a welcoming space. Lots of different machines, different games to play. I didn't actually gamble at any point. Yeah, like I say, lots of different machines, different games to play, and it was quite a welcoming environment actually for a casino. As with many cruise ships, there is smoking permitted inside the casino, but I was a little confused as this one says permitted during operating hours only, and then I found this sign that said thank you for not smoking, so maybe you'd have to ask the staff what the rules were on that day. On to the theatre next, which was one of my favourite venues and somewhere I was visiting pretty much every single day. There was a different show on board every night, including dancing, acrobatics, singing, and a comedian. It's a very glitzy venue with shallow stairs to make it easily accessible for most people. It's accessed on deck 6 and 7. The main area is on deck 6 and the upper level is on deck 7. This is my first cruise ship with the 2 levels in the theatre. So I'm upstairs right now There's three rows of seats here facing towards the stage, but if you sit up here you will be viewing the show through glass because there's a glass pane in front of you for safety reasons. Unless you're in the centre, and then there could be a gold bar in front of your face. Let me show you. So this is the rivet there, and you can see the glass in front of you, which is very reflective. Can you see me in the glass? There we go. It's quite reflective, so when the house lights are up, it's very reflective of what you are, but they all get turned off when the show's on, so it's not too much trouble. Yeah. It's a nice place to be though. It's a good size, given the size of the ship. It's a very good sized theatre. Yeah, I like it a lot. Moving on now, I'm going to show you a little bit about the kids club areas. There were children in the kids club most of the time, so I don't have much footage here. But I did notice as I was passing the baby room that it was completely empty, so I thought I'd put my camera in there and show you what the baby room is like. Lots and lots of toys and a nice space for little ones. This was the Young and Teens Club. Again, there was no one in there, so I put my camera over the door. On this particular cruise, they seem to have amalgamated the room to be used by the young club, 12 to 14, and the teens, 15 to 17. There's also an additional room, but there was always children in it, and I don't feel comfortable having my camera right in children's faces. Up on the top decks, there is a little play area for children. This bit was undercover, and then just across the way, there was a small little fort with some slides to play in. And then going through to the other side of the deck, there was another play area, very much smaller, alongside a teeny tiny little pool for very small children. It wasn't open much, but then again, neither were the pools hugely because the weather was quite bad. And speaking of pools, let's show you the pool deck. Located on deck 13, there are 2 swimming pools. Both of them were about the same sort of size. There were people in on our one and only sunny day on the ship, and there were some people in it. Each of the pools actually has a different temperature. One is colder than the other, so based on your preference, you can choose one or the other. And between the pools, there is this bar and a sort of stage area where if the weather was improved, I'm sure there would be activities and more sun lounges. There are 4 hot tubs on board. All were very, very lovely and welcoming with the autumn sunshine and autumn temperature. Just look at those bubbles. They were very, very nice, and they were staffed as well. There was a lifeguard on duty, and he was trying to make sure that everybody had a chance to go into the hot tub, so you had 15 minutes each. Some people thought that was a bit policing, but I thought that was actually quite nice because you shouldn't be in a hot tub for too long anyhow. And in the front there you can see a smaller pool that was much shallower for little ones to play in. This is one of the other bars. You can probably hear the ping pong in the background. There were 2 ping pong tables and a foosball table as well. Now heading into the shops and other small areas. Lots of different shops and with different items for sale. This one is the shop for snacks and treats, but also the place where you could come to get any medication that you may have forgotten. Expect to pay a premium, and this is just to show you what was there on the day. And in here they also had the duty-free section of cigarettes and plenty of alcohol. The MSC logo shop did seem a little bit lacking, given MSC's connection to Formula 1 and to Lego. There were some things on offer, but not what I would say an extensive range by any stretch. The other shops on board were mostly clothes and accessories related, and they were marked as having sort of premium items at discounted rates because of the duty-free nature of where we were. Routinely throughout the ship there would be special events where there were extra discounts on certain items, and you could easily find these either in the corridor, outside the shops, or in the zebra bar. The card room is listed as a place you can come and play, but a lot of these small places were either occupied with private events or they were just so busy I didn't want to film in them when I was going past. This is the photography area, so if one of the photographers takes a picture of you, this is where you can come and view it and to purchase it. There are also other photographs of different events and styles that are available for purchase also. The Hitchcock Lounge is a smoking room, mostly for cigars. Again, it was busy when I came past, and not really a place I want to go as it's incredibly smoky. The poker room is a place where you can again play cards. There were definitely some people just around the corner when I was walking past, so I didn't want to disturb them. So up on the top decks, I just wanted to show you a little bit about the outside space. There's a lot of room, especially on days where the weather isn't particularly nice because all of the sun loungers are put away. So there was lots and lots of room to walk around and get some exercise if that's what you want to do. Walk off those calories. So there's plenty of space there. The ship is actually bridged in the middle. So if you're on one side of the ship, you can easily access the other through this little bridge. And this is on deck 7, and it is the promenade deck. Underneath the lifeboats you can walk. I'm not certain if you can walk all the way round. The sea state was actually quite rough most of the time, and so we didn't actually get a chance to come out here and try and investigate all the way round. Let me know in the comments if you've ever been on this ship before and have been able to walk all the way around. Thank you very much indeed for watching this video. I know I wasn't able to get footage of the entire ship, but this was actually a holiday for me, so getting this footage at all meant time away from my family. So if you'd like to see a little bit more of the ship, especially the entertainment on board, which is going to be the next video, then do subscribe and let me know in the comments. Have you been on MSC before? What are your thoughts? What do you think of the style of the ship? I'd love to hear your comments. Thank you very much indeed for watching, and until next time.